Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Inside Indian Athletics. Episode number 16 is tonight. We're going to be joined by a couple of our track athletes as well as track and cross-country coach Darren Latham. It's going to be a good one tonight as we start to get the spring sports schedules underway as we prepare for this. We got our first spring sport of the year's tracks coming up tonight, and when we come back, we'll be joined by Coach Latham.
Your home is everything to you, and we know that. The law office of Misty L. Webbles is your hometown hero when it comes to managing your home and belongings. Practicing in estate planning, estate and trust administration, and real estate and guardianship, Misty's law office's goal is to protect you and your family. After graduating from McKendree and St. Louis University, Misty Webbles has worked in Mascoutah for years and knows the importance of our community. Don't let anyone else handle your family. Trust Mascoutah, trust Misty Webbles.
Back on Inside Indian Athletics, we're joined by track and cross-country coach Darren Latham. Coach Latham, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you, Owen. This is awesome.
All right, so I want to start with, when did you kind of discover track? What made you fall in love with the sport? It's one of the more, I don't want to say niche sport, but it's certainly a different sport than a lot of them.
It is. It's kind of a mixture of a lot of different things. But middle school, I was trying every sport I could, and I started out with track and was pretty good at it, and I did it all through high school and a little bit at college, and I've ran marathons, triathlons, everything since, part of my life now.
So how did that love of track develop into a love of coaching, and what did that bring you to Mascoutah?
Well, yeah, as an athlete myself, I started getting with different running groups, triathlon group, and I was kind of coaching through them. And then when I went into teaching, they asked if I would do any extracurricular, and I said I'd love to coach track and cross country. Started with Belleville West, and then Sparta, and then came up here to Mascoutah to be kind of close to family and around Scott Air Force Base, and been here ever since.
All right, you've had a ton of success over the last 6 years. You had a state title, a state runner-up, and just to be a part of that success and to be the coach of that and to get to see these athletes shine at the highest levels in the state, what is that like to be a part of that?
Well, obviously it's great. You want to be a part of a successful program, but it does keep our bar high. It's basically every year now. We're training to get a state trophy. That's our focus. We want to win conference, we want to win sectional, and we want to bring a state trophy. And when you're keeping that bar that high, it can be challenging and sometimes frustrating. Like last year, we thought we were going to get a trophy. We came up short, but we still had an amazing season. We won conference, we won sectional, we had 12 all-state athletes. I mean, it was one of our best seasons, but, we didn't quite get to that bar.
All right, so you talked a little bit about, your plans are always a state trophy, so, wrap up indoor season, prepare for the outdoor season. What are you looking for from this team this year?
Outdoor is to get the kids as much exposure, indoors to get the kids as much exposure as possible. We qualify for indoor state. They get to run in front of a bunch of different college programs. They get a little bit of glamorous shots out of that. And then we gear up for outdoor, and it's a grind. We got several big meets we got to get through. We're going to first hit with conference. It's the last NBC, so we definitely want to win that and keep the streak going. And then gear up for sectional, and once again, gear up for winning another state title.
All right, so what do you look forward the most? I'm going to leave you with this one. As we're starting a new season, what do you look forward the most this season, or even during every season? What's the best part of starting that year up?
The best part, the most exciting part is you're just starting out and you're collecting data. You're getting time trials, you're doing jump offs with people, and you're putting them in different events, trying to see how all the puzzle pieces go together. And then once those puzzle pieces start forming and you start seeing what the big picture is, that's when it gets really exciting. So that's the best part of track coaching, is seeing the kids develop and find the right kid for the right spot.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for your time, and good luck. Let's bring home a state trophy this year.
All right, thank you, Owen.
When we come back, Robert Williams will join us.
Rinsing Ag Solutions owner Andrew Rinsing puts his many years of agricultural experience to work. We serve neighbors, friends, and family who we are honored to call customers. We employ a business model that prioritizes farmers. We're able to offer premium products at the lowest possible prices. We also offer drone and ground rig spraying services for farmers and sell Pioneer seeds. To learn more about Rinsing Ag Solutions, visit our website, rinsingagsolutions.com.
Back on Inside Indian Athletics, we're joined by Strack Senior Robert Williams. Robert, thank you for joining us. What kind of preparation, you're a pole vaulter, you've set a lot of records at this school. What kind of preparation goes into training, practice? Just talk about how you get your body ready for that for a great sport.
Well, in the off season, I do a whole lot of core, a lot of upper body strength, a lot of speed work. Want to get fast on the runway. Want to just have our body feeling great. Outside of like recovery and stuff, a lot of ice baths because you use a lot of different muscle groups when you're pole vaulting. So I want to make sure on meet days and on important practice days that my entire body's feeling amazing. So yeah, just ice baths, stem, a lot of stretching. So yeah.
What drew you to specifically pole vault within the world of like track and field?
It was my 7th grade year, or summer going into my 8th grade year, and I was at a cross-country camp, and I saw the high school pole vaulters just having practice, and it was something super interesting, and I was just intrigued by it. So ever since then, I talked to the high school coach, the former pole vault coach, Coach Lee, about coming out to practice with them in the summer, and I've been doing it ever since.
All right. What is it like? So you're also a sprinter. So you have to balance pole vaulting with sprinting, having to do both of those things in practice. It means, getting back and forth from one to the other. Just talk a little bit about that for a second.
Personally, I like to think about it as one event at a time. If you're too worried about all your events going on, then you're just going to get distracted. So when I'm at pole vault, I focus on pole vault. When I go to high jump, focusing on high jump. When it's time to go run, I just focus on what I have to do at that time. So just one event at a time.
All right. Do you have? Are you running in high school?
Yes.
Or pole vaulting? Okay.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that. Your post-high school plans, what you're looking forward to, and just what you want to achieve at the collegiate level.
Post-high school, I'm committed to the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh. I'm going to be pole vaulting there, and it would be amazing for me to qualify for D3 Nationals my freshman year, go be a D3 All-American, and then for the next 3 years, look at potentially winning that national title. And then outside of that, potentially maybe show up to a couple U.S. championship meets, so some big goals.
All right. You've talked about this a little bit already, but you've broken a couple pole vault records here at the high school. So what's it like performing at that high level and being able to just be at that high level? And what work went on behind the scenes for you in order to achieve those records?
There's a lot of long practices. A lot of just being one of the last athletes at practice. Like I said, a lot of core strength, and it's really, when you're at that level, it's easier for you to get kind of complacent. But I just want to focus on what's the next goal after what I've achieved. Yes, it's great to break a school record, but then where do I go after that? I want to go for All-State, or I want to go qualify for Nationals. I want to go medal at Nationals, so just always thinking about that next goal.
All right, I'll leave you with this, Robert. What is your favorite MHS track memory?
I would have to say indoor state. Last year, we had an amazing group of guys. Just the team chemistry was amazing, and it's just we showed up and we competed and we did really good, so that's definitely one of my favorite memories from high school track.
All right, Robert, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for having me.
All right, so hopefully when we come back, we'll hopefully be joined by Lucas Jensen, and we'll be right back on Inside Indian Athletics.
Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm back with another video. I'm gonna teach you guys how to throw football.
Whoa. That was hard to watch. Not only the audio is bad, but the video quality too. If your internet looks like this, look no further. Whisper Internet is the best internet provider in Muscoda, Illinois and beyond. So switch today. If interested, head down to 9711 Fuster Road, Muscoda, Illinois, or call at 1-800-765-7772. Whisper. Service is our passion. Internet is what we do.
The Lake of the Ozarks awaits. LOZ Vacations is your one-stop shop for your next Great Lake escape. LOZ Vacations offers beautiful lakefront homes with pools, docks, and more. Rediscover the Lake of the Ozarks, boating, hiking, caves, swimming, and more. Find more information at lozvacations.com or call the number on the screen.
Warrior Logo Wear doesn't just print gear. Since 2018, we've been helping organizations build identity, unity, and pride through high-quality branded merchandise and streamlined fulfillment solutions. Want to simplify your branded merchandise and look great doing it? Just contact us at info@warriorlogowear.com or call our number at 618-566-6864. You can also visit our location at 12 East Main Street, Mascoutah, Illinois, 62258.
All right, we're back on Inside Indiana Athletics. Lucas Jensen, senior track runner, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me on the show.
All right, so what brought you to running, whether it be track or cross country?
I started running in middle school with cross country. My mom started making me do it around 6th grade. Wasn't too into it at first, but after I got into it, I loved it. I didn't do track until freshman year of high school. Just hated it. I don't know what moved me away from it, but after I started track freshman year, it was the same type of deal as cross. I loved it, even more than cross, to be honest, but that's how I got into it.
All right, you've been a part of some good track teams here. You've played a big role. You've had a lot of successes, so what does that feel like, be part of those successes, and, how do you feel you've contributed to some of those?
It feels great. We fall short a couple times now, but we have achieved some great things. It feels great to be a part of it. A lot of work that I've put in, I've got some achievements back out of it, which feels great to me. Can we redo that part?
We are live. We're live.
We're live?
Yes.
Right now? Oh, I did not know that.
It's fine. This is not the first time we've had somebody do that.
All right.
It's good.
Can you ask it again? Or?
Yeah, so just like, what's it feel like to be a part of the successes that you've had and, to be able to contribute?
It feels great to be part of the team success, to be honest. I work with those guys every single day, and to get something out of it for myself and my teammates, it's an extra added bonus. I put a lot of miles in during the week, a lot of extra time after work or school, and it feels great to get something back out of it.
All right, so track's a lot different from most sports when it comes to training. So what does a practice look like for you? How do you prepare yourself to get ready for a meet?
For myself, during the week, I'll usually hit about 40 miles. The day before a meet, it's kind of just chill, try to get a little easy run in, 20 minutes with the team, talk over race strategy, stuff like that. And then on race day, I have a lot of different stuff that I do. Some may think it's weird, but I'll start my morning off with 2 pieces of toast with peanut butter, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's all I eat. And then I go to the meet. 4 hours before, I'll drink beet juice, which it is as gross as it sounds. You get used to it. It's an acquired taste, definitely. And then about 2 hours before my race, I'll eat bicarb, which is a clear, plasticky looking substance, but it definitely helps. I've tried it this year, and it has really improved some of my times. And then just warm-up wise for meet day, we like to start warming up for distance stuff around 3 to 4 hours before with a 5 to 10 minute run. And then just small stuff leading up to the race, and then about 30 minutes before we really kick it in, start to open our legs up, try to get sprints and stuff like that in.
All right, do you have any track or cross-country plans post-high school?
I do not at the moment. I'm thinking about doing intramural track, but I am not sure. And I still may go the college route. It's kind of hard with track because you got to see how your senior season goes. A lot of track commitments happen a lot later than other sports commitments. So it's a little confusing, but I'll definitely make my decision by the end of indoor.
All right, so I'll leave you with this. What is your favorite high school track memory?
My favorite high school track memory. That's hard. There's a lot of good ones. I think it comes whenever we got second my sophomore year. It was definitely a hard thing to experience, but looking back on it, I think it was a good memory, and it's definitely a good building point that has helped me transform into the runner I am today. and it'll help me definitely this year when we're at state, thinking back on what we did wrong, and to really fix those mistakes and make sure it doesn't happen again.
All right, Lucas, thank you so much for your time. Good luck to you in your senior season.
Thank you for having me.
All right, when we come back, we'll close it down on Inside Indian Athletics. Once again, thanks to everybody who joined us this evening for Inside Indian Athletics. Thanks to Coach Latham, to Lucas, to Robert for taking their time out of their Monday night to come join us, and good luck to them on their track season. It is finally spring sports season. I'll be honest with you, it's my favorite time of the year. Big baseball fan, ready to broadcast in baseball. That first game, by the way, baseball comes to you next week, Thursday evening next week. Baseball will kick off their season, and that game will be available on the Indian Sports Network. Not yet at the new field. That's still taking some time, but it'll be down at the old field. Girls softball gets underway tonight. They're playing in Edwardsville right now, trying to pick up a victory against a very, very good team. And with that, it is time to close it down here on Inside Indian Athletics. A huge thanks to Aubrey Tisdale, who stepped up behind the camera for us tonight. Avery Beer could not make it on the softball team. And again, we thank all of you for joining us. And with that, that's going to do it for us. My name is Owen Dresser. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week for episode 17.